Where's the retrospective compliance activity for Harvey Norman and other companies who received all those millions of dollars in JobKeeper, made huge profits, paid executive bonuses and are refusing to hand that taxpayer money back to the government?
Michael, they acted within the laws as they were established at the time. We have to go back all the way to March of last year when we developed the JobKeeper program at that stage. And at that point, it was about expected downturns in relation to trade and the potential for lockdowns.
Excuse the interruption. Do you believe it's right
across the nation?
Do you believe it's right? Do you believe it's morally right that these big companies, billionaires like Jerry Harvey, are not handing back this taxpayer money?
Look, many companies are voluntarily paying some money back. We welcome that where it's appropriate.
Well, let's talk about Harvey Norman in particular. That's attracted a lot of attention. Do you believe Jerry Harvey should put his hand into his very deep pockets and hand back these millions of taxpayers' money, dollars, given the fact that Harvey Norman made huge profits during the pandemic?
Look, I think companies who are in a position to pay some of the money back ought to look at doing so where indeed they did benefit out of the overall situation that occurred.
Okay, so that's their words.
Is an individual company proposition. The Commonwealth law is as was passed by the Parliament. We're not going to go back and change the rules for not only every big business but also every small business. Many sole traders, small businesses claimed JobKeeper as well, and ultimately it was there to provide confidence at a time of enormous uncertainty when we were looking at a nationwide lockdown to keep people employed. It worked. It worked overwhelmingly in terms of putting Australia in a position where we now have more people employed than was the case pre-pandemic.
Can you see the disconnect? Can you see the disconnect if the federal government chases low-paid workers, casual workers under this retrospective compliance activity for those taxpayers' dollars and is still doing nothing about those big companies?
We don't go back and change the laws after they've been passed. So we're not going to go back and go after businesses, be they small ones or big ones, who claimed funds that they were under the law at the time entitled to. I understand the argument that you're making, Michael.
Well, do you think it's right? Let's take off your finance minister's cap. As a person, as a taxpayer yourself, do you think what Harvey Norman is doing and these other companies is morally right?
Many of these companies are now paying and employing more Australians. They've paid dividends to shareholders.
But that wasn't the question, Minister. I'm asking whether you think it's morally. Do you think it's morally right?
Michael, I said before that companies who are in a position to do so will welcome them making those repayments, and a number are doing so. So I've made that clear. But what we are doing right now is, as we've done right throughout the pandemic, respond to the changed circumstances. We're having the first case of an extended lockdown, giving a helping hand to Australians who need it there. And we're not about to be undertaking heavy-handed compliance activities, but indeed there will be compliance activities associated with JobKeeper too. There are, in the fact that we make sure that businesses